What's going on? If I speak, I live. I'm gonna try something different, and instead of doing one topic at a time, I'm going to compile everything I've seen over the week and give my opinion on various stories that I've seen on the internet and see how that goes. Work on my ability to make these very low quality videos. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is the Ryan Davis interview on Club Shay Shay. Now, Ryan said many different things in this interview. I don't want to be exhaustive in my analysis of what he talked about, but a few things stood out to me. One of which was how he talked about his 11-year-old daughter. That's one of the things that stuck out to me. And now, one of the people that I'm subscribed to, that I kind of go back and forth on because I seen him make some weird videos and I haven't watched the video he's done on the situation, but I've seen the title of his video was Machiavelli Mills, when he talks about how his daughter only deals with him when she's trying to get something out of him. And to me, I feel like certain things have to be kept private within a family, and certain things have to be dealt with on some adult grown man time to speak for him to talk about how his 11-year-old daughter treats him when she hasn't even reached her teenage years. and he's speaking about it with the same intensity as he speaks about his friend betraying him. It just seems inappropriate to me. And if I could say one thing about the Ryan Davis interview, is inappropriate, or two words, inappropriate asshole. It just inappropriate behavior from dude. Because a young girl whose father is a road comedian who only sees him from time to time, and who is also very wealthy, why wouldn't she want to get something from him? It's your job as a parent to set those boundaries and to let your child know that you're not an ATM and all of that. Another thing he talked about that kind of rubbed me the wrong way in the interview was when he said that his child's mother almost passed away in childbirth, and she doesn't want him to talk about the situation, or he felt that, okay, she almost died, but her almost dying affected him. And maybe I'm not saying this correctly, but I'm just like, okay, she almost died, and you're making the situation about yourself and how you felt that she almost died and how that affected you, and how, like, even though certain things, even though situations that happen to other people can affect you or can affect us, does not mean that that situation that happened to another person is about you. Like, just because it affected you, that doesn't make the situation about you. And he was like, well, that's how I'm dealing with it, and you gotta let me deal with the situation the way that I need to deal with the situation. No, she doesn't need to let you deal with the situation the way you need to deal with the situation. You need to go to therapy, or you need to practice meditation, or you need to pray. You need to do something that doesn't involve putting her business in the street and making it content. That just seems to be, to me, to be some selfish stuff that this dude wants to make whatever he wants to make in his family content. But in the interview, he also talked about ghosting. Now, my opinion of ghosting is as follows. If you don't know a person that well, or if you haven't been intimate, then ghosting is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable. But if you have a relationship with somebody, if you are close with somebody and you want to terminate the relationship, then I believe it's the mature adult thing to give that person a face-to-face so they can have their moment, so they can have their opportunity to express what they need to express. and you can go about your business. I think that ghosting is what people do now in the modern day. They do that now. But I think it's good to give people closure. I think it's good to give people their moment to vent, their moment to express themselves. Their moment to do what they need to do. I think it's good to do that. The other thing he talked about in the interview was cheating as a way to test the relationship. Now that's some old that is something from, I don't think that's to be taken seriously. I think just go back this way. Sorry. I'm trying not to run into these prepubescent girls. Trying to stay away from that. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Ryan Davis interview, cheating, ghosting, talking about his daughter. That's pretty much it for that. It wasn't the most interesting interview, but to me he did seem to be a little self-absorbed. He did seem to be full of himself and a bit of an asshole. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is Unc or Mr. Tendernism. Mr. Tendernism. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this story over the past couple of weeks. Unc is the guy who makes the barbecue fall off the bone, and he brought a lot of viral attention to destination station in I believe it's in Marietta, California. So he brought a lot of attention to the business because he was being funny. He was some would say he was shucking and jiving for the cameras, and he was just performing, and he brought a lot of attention to the business. But then after he was performing, after he was bringing a lot of attention to the business, the owner of the business started to get jealous. The owner of the business started to get jealous of Unc, and he started to insert himself into the videos. He started to insert himself into the social media campaign. And things really came to a head when the viral food influencer Keith Lee came to visit the restaurant. He tried the food. He said the oxtails were amazing, but the rest of the food was like a 7.5. Decent food, but not the greatest food, and the falling off the bone was because of how they cut the barbecue, and not because it naturally just fell off the bone due to the tenderness of the meat and how it was prepared. So Keith Lee came. Keith Lee tried it. He tried to give Unc, Mr. Tendernism, a $4,000 tip for the food, or just for, being the face, being the person that made him come to it, but they wouldn't accept the money, so he had to pass it out to somebody else. After that, the people started to turn on this business because it seemed like the owner was taking advantage of Unc, Mr. Tendernism, because he wanted to shine. He wanted to be the star. He wants the attention, and they feel like that they're using Unc, or that Unc is what do they say? I'm not big enough to be using these code words. They accuse him of cooning for the white man and all of that stuff. So my assessment of it is this. I feel like that older black man, even though they say that he allegedly helped him turn the Destination Smokehouse from a coffee shop into a barbecue restaurant, and he was a pit master that doesn't mean, that doesn't make him a savvy businessman. It doesn't make you a savvy businessman to have good ideas and to know how to cook well. So I think Unc, and I don't want to put this on him if it's not true, but I think he might have like some developmental delays. I think he might be somewhat challenged intellectually. Maybe. I'm not saying he is, but I don't think this is a situation where he's just cooning or sucking and jiving. I think he needs this situation. He's grateful for the situation that he's in, and he can't really do things for himself like that. Like this man is obviously over 60. So if he's not already in business for himself now, if he's not already in business for himself, then he probably doesn't have the ability to do so. So I don't think that people should hold this guy. I don't feel that people should be so mad at Mr. Tendernism. I think they should be mad at this Caucasian owner and how he's possibly exploiting and guarding Mr. Tendernism. And they should probably get the news to really investigate and really ask questions and really break things down and see what the split is, what's really going on. Because if he's not getting fairly compensated for all the attention that he's brought to the business and all the goodwill that he brought to the business, then that's a situation that needs to be rectified. That's a situation that needs to be dealt with. But I don't feel that he's a coon. I don't feel like he's none of that. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. The next story, Drewski's mega church skit. Drewski's mega church skit. Now, let me see here. Now, I watched a video by In the Clutch, and I watched a few other videos on this situation. And what stuck out to me about In the Clutch's video in particular is that he called the skit cancerous because it may lead people to say that's why I don't go to church. And then he proceeded to talk about how that's not representative of all churches. The right church is supposed to feel like you home, like it's family, etc. But he talked about how the right church is like a family and all of that. Hold on. Here's police car. Okay, it's driving off. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Okay, back to what I was saying, but they talked about how he felt like the skit was cancerous, but when he talked about mega churches that actually do the things that Drewski was satirizing, he said that people should just use their best judgment, or they should just use their common sense, and they shouldn't even get upset about it. And that's no reason to feel any sort of way. Well, if Peter Popoff and a mega church and all of that is no reason to feel a certain way, then why is his skit cancerous, and why does his skit make people feel a certain way? If people actually go to these churches and they feel a certain way, and that makes them leave the church going system, but a skit is cancerous, I don't personally see the correlation. I don't see the consistency. I personally don't see the consistency. God damn it. Now I'm gonna have copyright in this damn video. Cause they bumping that shit. They bumping that shit loud as hell. There's no way that this phone ain't picking that shit up. God damn. Nigga, I don't want to hear your music. Man, I got so much shit to talk about. God damn. Am I being followed by this goddamn music? I swear, goddammit. I swear, it's like motherfuckers are intentionally trying to make my video get copywritten. Pisses me the fuck off. I'm mad as hell right now. I swear, I'm mad as hell. I gotta walk around because I'm paranoid. This is a very weird, unhospitable city. It's a very weird, unhospitable city. There's shit and glass all over the fucking ground and shit. So I keeps it moving. So I swear to God, nigga, this goddamn motherfucker with this speaker or whatever the fuck. Fucking up my video. And I can't get away from it. It's loud as hell. I've been trying to get away from this. I think I'm gonna have to end. I think I'm gonna have to end the video because this music is all up in my damn video. I have to try again next time. I get the rest of it later. But I tried. Oh my God! Like this is crazy. This is crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. All right, I'm out.